Today, Lafayette police continue to investigate a shooting that left one teenage girl dead. The latest details this morning.
And parts of the Secor powerboat continue to be removed from the Gulf months after it capsized. We have the latest details coming up.
And we're tracking another round of showers and thunderstorms today. We'll find out when they arrive and how long they stick around in your forecast coming up.
From Fox 15 and KLAF NBC, News 15 Today starts now.
Good morning. You're watching News 15 Today. I'm Carter Simino.
Good morning. I'm Alex Worstel. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Our top story this morning, Lafayette police are investigating a shooting that left a teenage girl dead.
Here's what we know this morning. Police responded to reports of a shooting around 1 a.m. on Saturday morning. They found a teenage girl suffering from a gunshot wound to the back, laying in the street. The
investigation shows that an unknown suspect fired shots at a vehicle the teenager was sitting in when she was hit. She died later at the hospital. The suspect is unknown at this time. If you have any information on this crime, you are urged to call Lafayette Police or Crime Stoppers at 232-TIPS. An officer in Webster Parish was shot and killed over the weekend while responding to a call in Doyline. William Collins Jr. died just before 8 p.m. on Friday night after being shot by 59-year-old Malin Taylor, who is in custody. Funeral services have been set for Collins. Visitation will be held on Thursday from 5 to 8 at the First Bossier Church, with the service on Friday at 11 a.m. Interment will be held in Houghton following the service. It's been almost 3 months since Secor's powered lift boat capsized in the Gulf of Mexico, and to this date, 7 crew members are still missing. This weekend, the recovery of the boat continued as the bow section of the boat was lifted to the surface of the water. The bow was transported by barge to the Modern American Recycling Services facility in Houma. Salvage crews are working to conduct acoustic surveys of the stern and accommodation sections. The Coast Guard is on standby to ensure the safety of those workers in case any of the boat's active debris may be present. Well, let's shift gears and get a check on the weather this morning with Storm Track 15 meteorologist Adam Olivier. Yes, Adam, good morning. More storms today.
You know, it just seems like it's every single day, Alex and Carter. We were talking about it during the break that when's it ever going to stop raining? Well, probably in about 6 months. That's what we got going on right now. With more showers and thunderstorms to our north, that summertime weather pattern really setting on in right now. Now, it's going to take some time for this weather to actually reach us. You know, if you're in Jeff Davis Parish into Evangeline Parish, this is still about an hour away if it holds together. It does appear that it likely will here. But as we look outside right now, in Lafayette, just a lot of clouds. That humidity really showing up here on the horizon. You can see the low clouds off in the distance. Temperature 79 degrees with mostly cloudy skies in Lafayette. And going forward through the rest of your day, we stick with only a few showers here by 9 o'clock. Now, if you're north of I-10, again, Evangeline Parish, maybe over towards Jeff Davis, a rumble of thunder is not out of the question. Midday, though, scattered showers and storms, and by 3 o'clock, we're in the upper 80s with more of those thunderstorms around the area. Some of us could hit 90 degrees. It's all going to depend on when that rain reaches you, which we will find out together coming up in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Adam. We'll be checking back soon. Improvements are on their way over in Rain as the Acadia Parish Chamber of Commerce announced that the city is working to modernize their water systems. The move is following a violation notice regarding Rain's water system, which is said to have failed to abide by the state's sanitary code. Meanwhile, the city of Scott unveiled their new park with a back-to-school bash for the community this weekend. The playground includes new fences, benches, and barbecues. School supplies were given out to children as they get ready for the school year ahead. News 15 spoke to Mayor Jan Scott Richard of Scott, who says anytime you can invest back into the community, especially for the children, it's a big win for the community.
They love it. They got a ditty bag with school supplies, and they were able to get popsicles. We got burgers from the local KC's chapter, and then of course they had, just the opportunity to play and enjoy the weather. Nice cool breeze this morning. It's a little muggy, but it's a beautiful day to be on out and enjoy the festivities of a playground.
Well, Lafayette Midtown Market held a pop-up event this weekend for the community to come out and support. The market takes place on the first Sunday of every month. Local vendors this weekend included Classy and Jazzy Creations, 3-Hand Creation, Classy with a Curl, and more. Event planner Michelle Parker told News 15 that she's witnessed businesses expand just by being a part of this monthly pop-up shop.
Being a part of the market, we want to make sure we create something that was consistent and every month so we can promote the businesses that's going to be there and they get an opportunity to build every month. So yes, I do think that they're building on their business.
Well, the Lafayette Police Department still has openings for the Junior Police Academy. This camp is aimed at increasing awareness, confidence, and creating an understanding between youth and police. The camp will go from July 19th to the 23rd for kids 13 to 15. For more information or to sign up your child, send an email to Senior Corporal Bridget Dugal at the email listed on your screen.
Well, UL is getting $1 million for research thanks to Senator Bill Cassidy. Senator Cassidy announced that the grant will go toward hydrogen technology research at the university. It'll push for innovative technology geared toward achieving net zero or negative emissions. This comes as the U.S. is attempting to move toward natural gas and renewable energy.
At least 6 people were indicted on several charges related to defrauding the state of more than $800,000 to profit off of Louisiana's hurricane relief efforts last year. According to the indictment, the scheme involved sending fake bills for items bought through many businesses and shell companies during emergency declarations amid a disastrous hurricane season last year. The costs for those items were falsely inflated. They were sent to the state for reimbursement as early as this March. 3 of the accused are a former fraud prosecutor and state fire marshal employees.
And to catch up on continued coverage of the latest news around Acadiana and the state, remember you can always visit our website at klaf.com.
Still to come, scammers take aim at those signing up for the Louisiana vaccine lottery. We hear from the Better Business Bureau on how to avoid these scams.
And UFC star and hometown hero Dustin Poirier lands back in the boot after putting Conor McGregor's ankle in one this weekend. We have the latest on the big fight coming up later in the show.
And this morning we are tracking some showers out there. A good morning for at least a small cup of coffee. We'll talk about that heat and humidity, though, continuing in the forecast coming up.
But up next, Al Aber is out at Buttermilk Sky Pie Shop. He's whipping up some pies for a good cause this morning. That's out for the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Lafayette's own Dustin Poirier got the win over Conor McGregor this weekend once again, but not in the way either of them really wanted. The Diamond and the Notorious traded many strikes and kicks before McGregor broke his ankle before the end of the first round. The fight was halted by a doctor stoppage. This is a UFC story for the ages, and it sounds like it's far from over.
The rivalry is over. Do you feel like...
No, we are going to fight again, whether it's in the octagon or on the sidewalk. You don't say the stuff he said, you know.
Dustin returned home to Lafayette yesterday to a huge crowd at Lafayette Regional, welcoming the champ back to Acadiana. No word on his next fight. Poirier saying after the fight that right now he just wants to spend time with his family. A big congrats to Dustin.
An Acadiana native whose talent took him overseas, but his roots kept him, or his heart rather, here in the South. He started his first ever basketball camp. Corey Davis Jr. from Brobridge hosted a camp at the Dupuis Center where he says his basketball dreams started. Davis currently plays pro in France, but used his off time to have fun with the youth, teaching them the life lessons and all about the game of basketball.
Well, who doesn't love a great pie? Alex, what's your favorite?
Oh, probably apple.
Yeah, blueberry for me.
I could have guessed
that. Or key lime
that.
pie, actually. You can now buy a pie and help young people in Acadiana at the same time.
Yeah.
Owner of Buttermilk Sky Pie Shop, Allie Noel, calls it Pie It Forward.
And we're going to send it out to Al Abear this morning to hear all about it and talk about where these proceeds will go. Good morning, Al.
Hey, good morning, Carter. Good morning, Alex. Hey, Allie. Alex was just saying that apple pie is her favorite pie. You have apple pie here, right?
We do. Apple pie is my favorite as well. We have a brown sugar crumble on top. It's to die for. It's so good.
Oh, I saw that. It looks great. And then Carter likes blueberry. Do y'all do blueberry pies?
We do blueberry pie. It's our seasonal right now, actually, until mid-August. Yeah.
Wow. So we have met the needs of our anchors as far as pies go. Now, if you remember the last episode, we left you with a cliffhanger about custard, about whether Allie does her custard on the stove or in the oven. Tell us, Allie.
I don't do custard at all. That's why I keep Ben around.
Well, okie dokie. Well, there you go. So much for that cliffhanger. Ben Abear, he bakes all the pies here, no relation. Allie doesn't do custard. I'm disappointed, but thank God for Ben. So speaking of custard, this is a giant pitcher full of custard, right, Ben?
Yes, sir. It's a southern custard.
Southern custard. Now tell us what's in it without giving away a secret.
I don't know how much I can say. Sugar, flour, butter, eggs, and vanilla.
Okay, and probably the secret ingredient was left out. So where do we go now? We put the blackberries in here. What's next?
We're going to start pouring into the crust. Hopefully I don't spill.
It's okay.
Just try and go a little bit around the edge so that they're all spread out. You want to fill it all the way up to the rim.
Nice.
All right, that was a good pour.
These little ones have to be kind of tough.
Yeah, they're a little tough, but doing it for a little while, and then I can get it.
Now, how long are you going to bake the big ones?
The big ones are about an hour, a little over an hour. The small ones are about 45 minutes.
Now, I think I bake my pies at too high a temperature. What temp do you use, Ben?
I like to go with a lower temperature. 275 is what I normally use. If you want like a more golden, like southern custard, 300 to like 350 is a really good number.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely I'm baking too hot on my oven. Look, we're going to go back to the studio. We're making pies here. Pie It Forward, help CYT. It's a great thing. Allie, Ben, Buttermilk Sky Pie Shop, right next to Champagne's. You got to try this place.
Definitely need to do that, Al. Thank you. Looking forward to talking more about how this will benefit CYT. Great stuff to come. Well, still to come, Japan continues to contain their coronavirus numbers as Tokyo enters its fourth state of emergency just weeks before the Olympics are set to take place. We have details for you later in the show. But first, more storms look to roll through Acadiana, and Storm Track 15 meteorologist Adam Olivier is tracking rain chances in our forecast coming up next. You don't want to miss it. It's 6:14 on your Monday morning. I would consider it to be, but wait. A cobbler doesn't necessarily have to be round, huh? I'm unsure. However, can you still hear me? We might want to tell him to make sure that he at least like touches or acknowledges on the CYT thing each hit. only to, and it's just so that she doesn't, you know what I mean? Maybe just like, I mean, it just needs to be like a quick little, like, maybe instead of mentioning it at the end of why he's there, at the beginning, be like, hey, we're here because of the CY, you know. That's perfect. That's what I was getting at. Yes. Thank you. A soft, gentle tone text.
Always tracking, always alerting. Here's your Storm Track 15 weather.
Welcome back. It is 6:17. Showers and thunderstorms look to move through the area later today.
Let's get the latest from Storm Track 15 meteorologist Adam Olivier. Adam, what can you tell us this morning?
Well, Carter and Alex, we are tracking showers and thunderstorms just off to our north and west, and you can see that they're working their way down towards the south, now entering into the very northwestern corner of Allen Parish. But this is still a ways away from many of us here in Acadiana. We're looking at over 2 hours if they hold together. But we'll see what happens. You know, sometimes these storms kind of gust out a little bit more and move a lot faster than models predict. So we'll keep a very close eye on those. As we head through the rest of your afternoon, though, we are looking for more scattered showers and storms. A high temperature of around 89 degrees today. Those pop-up storms could be heavy at times as well. So if you're headed to the pool, just remember, if you hear lightning, well, if you see lightning or hear thunder, it's time to go indoors because that can strike up to 10 miles away, lightning can, from that parent storm. So definitely keep a very close eye to the sky there later on in the afternoon hours. Otherwise, it's the typical summertime heat and humidity. Our futurecast does show, and it's kind of updated now to say that that line is going to start arriving by around 8 o'clock this morning in places like Ville Platte, maybe even Opelousas back towards Jennings. Now, this is at 10 o'clock, and the line is sinking down to the south, so we're starting to see it maybe even down towards Lafayette by this point in time. And then you can see by the afternoon, this is now at 1 o'clock, those pop-up showers and storms, still very heavy in nature. Not everyone gets in on the rain, but those that do get a lot of rain, lots of lightning, and, you know, a lot of heavy rain with those gusty winds too. So we'll be watching these kind of fade away the later in the day we go. So maybe by 5 o'clock things settle down. There's not going to be a whole lot out there except a few lingering showers. Get that rain-cooled air in place, stabilizing the atmosphere. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock this evening, not a whole lot going on, maybe an isolated shower or two. By the time we get into your Tuesday morning, though, let's see what happens. There's not a whole lot going on, so we won't be tracking any showers and storms more than likely out there. But the later in the day we get on Tuesday, you can see here again, those pop-up showers and storms becoming more widespread, especially down around the coast, and then working their way northbound as we head into the evening hours. So showers and storms likely today, hit and miss tomorrow. That carries on through the end of the week where our temperatures hang around that 90-degree mark in general. But again, very typical of summertime. We're not expecting a complete washout today, but a pretty good chance of seeing those showers and storms at some point.
Okay.
All right, Adam. Well, thank you very much. We'll find out more later on in the show. Well, one local woman is lending a helping hand to the homeless community by allowing them to shower in her home.
News 15's Gabrielle Riles tells us what sparked the woman to open her doors to those in need.
The founder of Kadn Compassion allows about 50 homeless people to come to her home and shower each week. She does this because she was once in their shoes.
At one point in my life, I was homeless, so we do have a special connection with each other. I go out there and I sit down with them, I pray with them, and now it's time for me to give back.
Chantel Matthew was homeless about 11 years ago. In 2015, she created Kadn Compassion after her daughter asked on Thanksgiving Day if they can go out and feed the homeless.
I saw them sitting on a bench and it seemed like they had no family. You know, no one to spend Thanksgiving with, no food, so I wanted to give them that gift to have people to spend Thanksgiving and food.
After that, the gratitude on their face, handing out those plates were just unimaginably heartfelt, so we just continued.
Kadn Compassion provides free showers, meals, and clothing to the homeless community.
The Lord provided me a way to get back up on my feet, and per John 5:8, I am supposed to cheerfully share my home with those in need.
The founder says that she has seen tears of joy from those whom she's helped, and some have even came back and joined Kadn Compassion.
Oh, without this, we would have been probably on the streets.
At the beginning of the pandemic, Robbie Schooley became homeless. Kadn Compassion stepped in to help provide food and shelter for her and her family.
And I'm just a regular person. Don't be afraid to ask for help. The Lord says if we ask, we shall receive. So they provide that link and to help bless folks that are in need.
Kadn Compassion plans to one day offer transitional housing and shelter for the homeless community. In Lafayette, Gabrielle Riles, News 15.
Kadn Compassion is currently accepting donations for shower tents, frozen food, and toiletries.
For more information, visit our website at klaf.com. Still to come in our next half hour, the FDA is calling for an investigation into the newly approved Alzheimer's drug. Details on what they plan on looking into later in our show.
Up next, Pfizer holding a meeting today to decide whether or not there will be a need for a third COVID shot or a booster shot. We have those details just ahead.
Welcome back. Louisiana's Shot at a Million vaccine campaign was created as an incentive meant to help vaccinate people and potentially add some financial stability to a few lucky Louisianians. But that incentive has quickly taken a left turn. Scammers have started calling residents claiming they're there to help you register for Louisiana's Shot at a Million vaccine lottery. The Better Business Bureau says don't fall for it and don't give out any personal financial information.
Your name, date of birth, address, other information's on there. That information could open up some opportunities for scammers to discover what your social security number is.
Well, Babin says no law enforcement official or government agency will ever ask you for any personal information over the phone. Keep in mind, caller ID isn't trustworthy either because scammers can manipulate phone systems.
Well, we could know more this week about whether or not we'll need a third vaccine or a third Pfizer vaccine shot to protect us against the COVID Delta variant.
The strain is now behind the newest outbreaks across the country. Kathy Park reports.
A national debate over the COVID-19 booster shot. Pharmaceutical giant Pfizer will meet with top U.S. health officials about the benefits of a booster. The Washington Post reporting the meeting will happen in days, as Pfizer's research suggests a third dose can offer more protection against the highly contagious Delta variant. But the CDC and FDA say Americans who have been fully vaccinated do not need a booster shot at this time.
That doesn't mean that we're not very, very actively following and gathering all of this information to see if and when we might need it, and if and when we do, we'll have everything in place to do it.
Why is there a debate over the third dose?
So the debate is because there's a question about when we need a third dose. But we have studies, which the CDC and the FDA can cite, that show that even 8 to 12 months out from clinical trial participants, that they're still maintaining antibodies and that they have immunity.
With infections going back up in Israel, today the health minister announced plans to offer Pfizer's third dose to adults with weak immune systems. But a decision hasn't been made for the general public. In the U.S., coronavirus cases are climbing more than 24 states, the dominant strain fueling outbreaks in Arkansas, Missouri, Nevada, and Texas.
We're going to overwhelm the healthcare system here in Arkansas within the next 14 days.
The U.S. Surgeon General stressing the risks of going unvaccinated.
We're seeing now are the vast majority of them, more than 99%, are in unvaccinated populations.
The deadly surge, largely driven by the Delta variant.
Well, a fourth state of emergency has come into effect in Tokyo today in an effort to curb virus infection cases in the Japanese capital, with the Olympics starting in less than 2 weeks.
The state of emergency will last until August 22nd. This means the Olympics opening on July 23rd and running through to August 8th will be held entirely under emergency measures. The main focus of the emergency is a request for bars, restaurants, and karaoke parlors serving alcohol to close.
A ban on serving alcohol is a key step to tone down Olympic-related festivities and to stop people from drinking and partying. Tokyo residents are expected to face stay-at-home requests and to watch the games on TV.
Coming up in our next half hour, we look into a study from the American Academy of Pediatrics on drowning among young children. That's later in the show.
And looking out, I-10 at Ambassador, some sunlight out there with some clouds, but those temperatures very toasty this morning. We're staying hot in the forecast. Details just ahead.